Here we are, Vassiliki, light winds in the morning, perfect sort of force 2 every day, like clockwork from, I was about to say about 11 o'clock, it's even 10:30 right now and there's a little bit of breeze coming through. What you've got with me today is another unboxing. So we've got some new gear here and I want to show you exactly how it comes straight out the packet, what you can expect if you're getting some gear today from Point-7. Now there's a few bits and bobs that have come out the bag just here, but actually this is the bit I've been quite excited for. This is the Carbon Pro Boom 160 to 210. Now the cool thing about this, and the reason that I chose this as the boom I wanted for this one, is that it still feels skinny. It still feels like a slimline wave style boom, but it goes up to 210, which means that the ACX and the AC0 that I've just got arrived yesterday as well, no cam slalom, but it'll still work on a boom that feels slim, light, doesn't feel like the big fat ones that you get on the slalom ones. So, usually very quick and easy to open. Now, because I'm planning on using this on the ACX, the AC0, my no-cam free race sails and no-cam slalom sails, I am going to be putting on the adjustable Uphole system on this later on. It hasn't actually arrived just yet. And it's very simple to set up with everything already in place. There's no need to tie knots or anything at all, really. It's just kind of the lark's foot's just kind of looping over itself to get it ready. What I do need to get on, though, is a set of harness lines. Now, I sail in all kinds of conditions out here in Vassiliki, different types of wind strength, different kinds of boards, foiling as well. And as such, adjustable lines are definitely the way to go for me. If anyone's ever slightly unsure about which lines to get, these ones, or the QR, the quick release version of these that I'll mention in just a second, is a pretty safe bet that they're going to work for you. Little things to remember when you're setting this up is the adjustable bit. You'll notice they're set kind of like mirrors to each other. The adjustable bit should be used on your backhand. So with the boom the right way up, I'm going to have the adjustable bit like this, the adjustable bit on the back, which basically means that if I'm a little bit overpowered or underpowered, I want to adjust something, releasing my backhand, I still have control over the front hand and I can do what I need to do. If I had them set up the other way around so that the front hand did the adjusting, I'd then be on power whilst trying to adjust it. Just makes it a little bit trickier. Now, I mentioned the QR, the quick release lines versus these ones. The QR ones, I'll pop a little clip on screen just now so you can see what I'm talking about. But basically, it's a safety system that allows you to quickly release, unclick, and pop that harness line off. I've actually got a set on my other boom, and a lot of what you've seen on the channel so far is on the QR harness lines. So why would you pick these lines over the quick release ones, or maybe pick the quick release ones over these ones? Similarities to start with, as you can see with this one, very quick and easy to completely unstrap, loop over the boom, loop it around and on. There's no faffing around taking the end of the boom off with either of these. This is the same for the QR lines and for these ones. The advantage of the QR line is the quick release, obviously. That's the big selling point. That's the unique thing that, as far as I'm aware, only Point-7 are doing right now. And it's an interesting one because, to be honest, personally, I've never felt the need to quick release my harness once I'm trapped underwater. And that's the reason for it. It's not why you're windsurfing along, of course. It's a little bit of fear's kicked in, a little bit of nerves. I've got stuck underneath the sail previously. I can just reach down and pop the little clip in front of me to undo them. I will teach a number of different ways to students to not need to do that, just to make sure that you've got the safe and you've got a good habit built into you. But, and this is a big thing I think for windsurfing, is that the fear, the anxieties, or possibly previous experiences come to light, and you realise that there's already something built in us that says nerves, fear, don't want to fall in backwards, don't want to fall in forwards. And the result will be you're not actually windsurfing as well as you could, you're not committing as well as you could because there's some sort of fear in there. And if it's as simple as choosing a harness line that has a quick release system that 99.9% of the time you won't need, then it's a winner, and that's going to work out well for you. This is the standard padded uphole that I'm just popping onto the boom just now. And again, while I'm just talking, random tips and thoughts that happen to pop in my mind while I'm with you guys just now. At the lower levels, I'm going to keep this uphole as long as I possibly can. A long uphole will make it much easier for you to uphaul the sail, to pull that sail up and out the water. And thinking back to as you're progressing and as you're improving your windsurfing, you're going to need some slightly bigger sails that perhaps you haven't used before. A longer uphole makes it easier to uphaul, makes the heavier sail feel less heavy because you've got more purchase, more leverage from the uphaul. So keep it long until you start to water start okay-ish. And I'm a little bit vague with that idea of being okay-ish because when you start to water start okay-ish, chances are you're going to be 50% of the time water starting, 50% of the time uphauling. Once you start to change that ratio and you water start more than you uphaul, the uphaul starts to get in the way. It starts to get a bit tangled around foot straps, makes it hard to control where you want the board to go before you're actually ready to water start. So the better you get, the tighter I start to make this uphaul. You can see it already comes with a couple of knots in it already, and all I do is add a little knot or two to it. Or, and this is the easiest trick, particularly if you're at a centre or a school and you're sharing equipment, or perhaps couples, friends and families that are sharing equipment, you don't really want to be tying knots all the way down it because you can't get the bloody things out. All you have to do is, instead of looping the loop around the bottom of the mast, make the loop like this, and then put that around the bottom of the mast, and then you can actually adjust it slightly and it'll sit slightly tighter against the mast and out the way. For this boom, that's it, ready to go. If you're wondering, it does have a little insert that can pop out, so it's very quick to switch between standard diameter SDM or skinnies, the RDMs, the reduced diameter mast. I'm going to pop this one away, ready for this afternoon. So what I tend to do is untie the outhaul and just loop it back through itself, just so it's tidy in our little storeroom down here, ready to go. If you are coming out here to Vassiliki at any point this summer, I've got, of course, plenty of Point-7 kit that you've probably seen knocking around the place. Come and join me for a session. It's quite common that I swap kits with people, so you can feel how I've got my kit set up when it's set up right. Let's say I've set it up as well as I possibly can for the conditions that are prevailing. And a great example was just yesterday. I jumped on the client's kit that I had, took it for, I think, 10 meters I'd sailed on it and jumped in. Well, what have we done? Hold on. Quick retune, slight adjustment, got it set up correctly, and off they went from there. So it's quite a nice chance to feel how kit should feel, and gives me a chance to feel to the student's kit why perhaps we're not succeeding as well as we are. Could be the way that you set up your kit. Once again, that was the Carbon Pro 160 to 210. This is my new free race, free slalom style boom for my slightly longer or slightly bigger sails. So I'm going to be using this from 6 metre-ish and up for sure, although it actually will nicely fit my 5.4 as well that I've got down there, so I might well be using up that. I'm definitely going to get the adjustable outhauls put on soon, because the AC0 and the ACX and anything free racy or slalomy, that adjustable outhaul makes a huge difference. Thanks as always for joining me here on the Ridealong channel. I'm still calling it that. Obviously, I'm just standing around on a beach just now. But I'll see you elsewhere on the channel. Make sure you whack that little subscribe button down below. Hey.